Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
Yeah. Listen, success is whatever you make it. If you want to be happy, you want to provide for your family.
Live.
You gotta put that work in, man. You gotta go get
Learn.
it. See, listen, this is what I tell them.
Serve.
I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals.
Inspire.
I go out and I go get it. How to go,
You're in the
that's
right
all I know. I
place.
don't
You're
succeed
checking
if I
out
don't breathe.
Chip
Success,
Baker,
what does it
the
mean?
Success
If I
Chronicles.
conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. And we are here with Dr. Shaun Woodly coming to us from Atlanta. A great man that's in education, really making a difference in the lives of others in a positive way. I'm so thankful to have him on this episode of the Success Chronicles. So first off, thanks so much for taking the time to interview with the Chronicles.
And thank you so much for having me on the Success Chronicles. I definitely don't take that for granted. I know that you got to be careful with who you have in your space and representing your show. So trust me, I'm humbled and I appreciate it.
Well, there it is. Well, let's dive into it. Talk to us about your life story. I know off air we talked about some things, but if you don't mind sharing it with the audience and track your story till now.
Absolutely. So I guess, the path to becoming an educator for me started in high school. And I always had an affinity for art and music. And I grew up going in the streets in New York, just wanting to. I played sports and I played music and I drew here and there. And so, kind of coming up in the band, I had to make some decisions when it came time for college. And I just told my team, I just want to play drums. I want to go on tour. I had visions on playing drums with Mary J. Blige and Usher. None of that happened. But I got some good advice to make myself a little more well-rounded, man, instead of just study music education. And that was game-changing for me. Because I got into the classroom once I finished graduate school, and I loved it. It was a struggle for me, but those first couple of years, where, as we talked about, they were transformational for me as a professional, as a man, and I really just began to feel a level of satisfaction in what I was doing and fulfillment, and really just with growth of watching, kind of in a weird way, watching myself from the outside grow. I became more self-aware in my growth as a professional, and my mission became, now how do I help others with my experiences in urban and culturally diverse schools. Like that's where my focus is, because there are a lot of educators who are in these situations who want the best for those students, but are struggling like day in and day out, because we have children with, challenging circumstances, or just children that are just different, and where a lot of us are struggling to reach them. So that has become my life's mission, and my professional mission is to help educators be able to just lower those walls, if you will, so that we can reach and teach each of our students.
Love it, love it. Well, what are 3 things you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of?
First and foremost, my family. I have a wonderful family. I have a wonderful wife, and I have 2 amazing children. They're 4 years old. I have a 4-year-old son, and I have a 1-year-old daughter, who are absolutely the light of our lives. And that is something that I'm very, very proud of. Also, my education is something that I'm proud of. I accomplished a lot, and I'm very proud of it. And I try to move forward and be an example for others when they talk about, going to college, and even post undergrad and things of that nature. I went the extra mile to learn as much about my career, my profession, as I could. So I'm very, very proud of that. And then also, I'm very proud of now what I'm doing in this professional space of education with Teach, Hustle, and Inspire, because I am trying to spread a little more love and light in this profession. Sometimes there can be a negative stigma about teaching and the stresses or lack or the stresses or anxiety that can come with the profession sometimes. And I'm just here to let people know that it doesn't have to be that way. You can put certain things in place and change the entire game for yourself. You really can.
Oh,
There's a
without a
method to the
doubt.
madness.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think, and this is something that, I've been thinking about here. We all have to have our OS, our operating systems, you know. And so, as we just like you said, there's a method to everything. And
Hmm.
each year as we go, we progress and we learn more things and, add more tools to the toolkit, if
That's
you
it.
will,
That's it.
to improve on our operating system. And I think as we can be around great people like yourself and like-minded and like-hearted people,
Sure,
we
sure.
develop and get better. But not only do we get better for ourselves, but we get better so that, like you're doing, teaching, hustling, and inspiring, so that we make a positive difference in the lives of others. And that's what it's
That's
about.
it. That's what it's all about right there.
Yeah.
And in that growth, your mindset shifts and
Yes.
you begin to attract. And with the whole, the idea of like a law of attraction, it's not
Hmm.
necessarily that you're from what I've come to learn about it, it's not necessarily that you're attracting different types of people or different types of circumstances and things. It's more so that you're recognizing
Yeah, yeah.
what it is.
Awareness.
It's that awareness. It really just shifts your level of awareness for people, circumstances, and things that can benefit you or that don't. It's kind of simple, but sometimes it's difficult to see without that level of awareness. So when you have that level of awareness, you begin to attract or recognize things that are to your benefit and things that are not. Whether it's people, whether it is circumstances, it doesn't matter. But that's like so important. And it's just something that once I began to realize and intentionally now focus on is what type of mindset am I having in my classroom? What type of mindset am I having with this particular student who's having this difficulty? What type of mindset do I have with this student that doesn't look like me? And how can I help other educators with that same thought process? And that's just one of the things. Like when I talk about like in the Teach, Hustle, Inspire, the Inspire is about spreading love and light.
Mm.
And to have that, that's that mindset shift that's critical, because that's the difference. If you look in education and in classrooms, the data will tell you that students in urban and culturally diverse backgrounds or minority students, the data will tell you that they can't learn, because it'll show this high percentage of students who are failing, or this high percentage of students who don't know how to behave. But if that were necessarily true, then that would mean nobody would have success. That's not the
Right.
case.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
are people that have success in those quote unquote challenging circumstances with those students. And so my job has become, okay, what is it that they're doing and how can I help you do it to have that same level of success or more with your students? And a lot of that, I mean, just after researching and putting in this work, and even with my own self, my personal growth for my professional growth, I've understood that a lot of it has to do with the mindset that we are coming into this with, and helping educators switch that mindset to shift that paradigm so that we can learn to break those barriers and reach those students and increase our own efficacy, our belief that those students can do it, feed their own efficacy. Do they believe that they can be successful in the classroom? And I mean, it's a lot, but I enjoy it. And it's so rewarding to see those
Yes.
shifts and
Yes,
changes with
yes,
those
yes.
educators and those students.
We're talking education, but just in response to what you just said, I'm gonna go church on you.
Yes, sir.
Amen,
Come on.
amen, and
Come on.
amen. Hey, hey, man, you hit the nail on the head with that, and that's what it's about. And I think
Yeah.
it's exciting to go through those processes. And a lot of people, like, if you don't know and haven't experienced those things, you
Yeah.
really don't understand the excitement of seeing that progress and
Yeah.
seeing the positive impact. But I
Absolutely.
would consider all of those things that you discussed, major successes. So let's hit on success. What's your definition
Sure.
of success?
My definition of and I think that's important. My definition of success, because
Yeah.
I think it can look different for everybody. But my definition of success is about being able to wake up every day with a purpose and a level of fulfillment that drives me. I don't think success is anything that I will ever. It's kind of, to me, it's like an asymptote. It's just something that it continues and it never really reaches it, but it's something that you continue to strive for, if that makes any sense. You never quite really hit it, but you're always working towards it. There's always something to improve on. There's always something else to learn. But as long as you have that target in mind and you attempting to reach that target gives you a level of satisfaction, and it gives you a level of fulfillment, because you're helping someone, you're giving someone, and you're also getting in return, which there's nothing wrong with. That is my level of success. I feel that I'm putting out into this world and I'm getting back what I put out, because I'm putting so much energy into helping others, and I'm seeing the return on that, which fulfills me and in turn makes me want to keep giving. It's a cycle.
Love it. The giving cycle.
That's it.
That's it. Well, I'm going to say a few words here. And when you hear these words, if you don't mind, kind of tell me what comes to mind when you hear it. It could be words, it could be phrases, it could be thoughts, whatever.
Okay.
But the first word is teach.
Hustle, inspire.
You just beat me, because the next two words was hustle and then inspire. Come on, man.
That's it.
Okay, well, let me go a different path with it then.
Okay.
You already got me. Okay. How about mindset?
Mindset is a shift.
Okay. And then the last one, legacy.
Legacy. Intentional.
Ooh.
Intentional.
I like that.
Yes.
Well, if you don't mind, before we get off, sharing with the audience where they can go follow you and check you out and show you some love with all the amazing things you have going on.
Absolutely. You can reach me. I'm all over the place. I'm a college professor, but I also host and put on a lot of staff development and workshops across the country, particularly for schools and teachers in urban and culturally diverse areas. And so we focus on classroom management, as well as culturally responsive teaching practices and strategies. And I'm happy to help in any capacity or way that I can. I can be reached on my website. It's just teachhustleinspire.com. And I'm also very active on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Teach Hustle Inspire. I'll come right up. Just search the hashtag. Also, I'm on Twitter as well, and you can find me there using my first and last name as a handle, @Shaun Woodly.
Well, there it is. Again, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles, but then also tell you thank you so much for what you do. I know, we talk, I'm a fourth generation educator, as well as, a student that has come through systems, education systems. And so
Absolutely.
It's inspiring when you have people that are really making a dynamic effort to make a difference, because effort counts.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what makes the difference in the lives of so many. So appreciate what you do, and I wish you continued success.
Thank you. And thank you again for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you guys for checking out this episode. We'll see you next time. God bless. Go get it.